Hello again, and welcome back to another one. And today we have a spicy topic to cover, as we have yet another case of misplaced whataboutery on the internet. I say misplaced because it comes from a place of ignorance, but in the mind of these users, they always think they are onto something. This time, Eminem takes the spotlight as the cancellation mob comes for Tyler, the Creator, since you know he just released an album. A few months ago, we covered a story when WAP was receiving criticism for the performance at the Grammys, and back then, Eminem was used for whataboutery to defend Cardi B, with claims like artists like Eminem don't get criticized for their lyrics, but Cardi is targeted because of gender. Take your time, laugh, and get yourself together, as today we have more of the same, but this time for Tyler. Before we dive right in, if you enjoy content like this, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and find me on social media at ETLifestyle_web. So there's been several cancellation attempts for Tyler since he dropped his latest project, as many younger fans just found out he had music that released before Igor. And now we have an idea of the people that were outraged about Eminem's fall. It all makes sense since they didn't know about Tyler's music, and now tweets showing his lyrics from past albums have gone viral, like this one from the song Troncat with the caption, "How does this man still have a career?" And it all started with the usual reactions like he isn't even held accountable by anyone, like it's okay and not a big deal to say ish like this, and it is frustrating, which got this response: "Man got banned from a whole country, and MFers talking about he isn't getting held accountable, swear y'all gonna be talking about this ish when he's like 80. Funny enough, I'm yet to see horror writers get banned from entering countries, but when it comes to hip-hop artists, they are held to different standards, even when they evidently play characters on songs. Halloween comes around, and millions around the world will be cosplaying horror icons as usual, but say anything on a rap record and you're cancelled. Now, it didn't take long for Eminem to get dragged into the conversation. I guess it's one of the perks of being the global best-selling artist of the 21st century. I constantly see posts like this about Tyler, the Creator, and like, yeah, Goblin was super freaking edgy, but I don't see posts like this about white rap artists like Eminem who made extremely edgy music. I wonder why that is. Sure is a mystery to me. Remember earlier in the video I said that they always think they are onto something, like I'm such a genius, I just exposed the system. And there was more to follow that ignorance, a user response, because he's not relevant anymore. And just to throw out some facts right now, Eminem has 42.5 monthly listeners on Spotify and Tyler 17.5, but Tyler just released an album. On this platform, Eminem has had 86 million views compared to Tyler's 66.8 million views in the last 28 days, and he just dropped an album. Suffice to say, we may be in a Flashpoint paradox scenario at this point, since in some universe, someone believes Eminem is not being dragged because he's not relevant anymore. This got responses like, "No relevant? Wow. He debuted better than Tyler at 47 years old without promo." And these people actually believe their delusions, another adds, right. Eminem literally wrote a song about how he'd end his wife, named it after her, and folks don't talk about that or the case that followed. Now, if you were with us when I dropped the Cardi B video, Kim was literally used in that outrage, and that got more coverage than any of the Tyler cancellation attempts so far. Furthermore, still in 2021, BuzzFeed tried to stir things up again and included Kim in a list of problematic songs that should have been never recorded. TikTok users tried to cancel him on several occasions for lyrics in 2021, but here we are, and hundreds of users have turned up to clear up the misconception that it's all been sunshine and rainbows for Eminem because of his appearance, and users are shocked by this take. Are you on the same internet as everyone else? People have been trying to cancel Eminem for a while now, and every time, people who were actually there at the time of his albums have to remind you guys that people protested when his albums came out. Also, teenagers tried to cancel him recently, and adults had to step in to remind everyone that it was not justified, and neither is it for Tyler. People use $1,000 smartphones to tweet ignorance with the confidence that most people wish they had, even when they have all the facts in hand. And to that, another expands. Eminem was cancelled by activists, parents, and governments before cancellation became a cool thing to do. Research first. It's like Eminem versus Canada never happened according to Twitter, or what happened in the United Kingdom with the Queen's Royal Parks, and even Tyler addressed this on his new album. Internet bringing old lyrics up like I hide that ish, adding, I was cancelled before cancelled was with Twitter fingers. While this was going on, this popped up on Reddit. I wanted them to do a song together so bad. To which a user responds, top 10 things that won't happen. I'm with this user so far as I don't see it happening either, and I'm still puzzled by the fact that some people don't really get why Eminem dissed Tyler. Check this out. It's a bit unfortunate that M took Tyler's criticism personally. Sure, it was slightly disrespectful, but Tyler was really just being blunt and honest about M's music of late. Tyler said he was a huge fan in high school, but when M was doing the Rick Rubin stuff and dyed his hair blonde again, Tyler was critical of M, trying to rehash an old moment in time. Even though I'm not a huge fan of Tyler, he definitely understands trends and what the current generation of hip-hop fans are looking for. Imagine if he was able to provide artistic direction on one of M's new albums, how crazy that would be. And to that a user dropped the hammer. It's all about the way you say something. If Tyler wasn't a fan of M's album, he could have said something in person or in private. Publicly trash-talking someone is a weak move, especially when that someone thought they had mutual respect for each other. I don't know about people in their teens, but you could try it yourself. Go publicly trash the work of a friend or associate and tell us in the comments how that turns out for your relationship with that person. How is that hard to understand? Even Justin Vernon, who was featured on 4, admitted months later that he should have spoken to Eminem in private rather than burn the bridge by calling him out on Twitter. No other way to spin things, Tyler was at fault in that drama. Calling an album trash on Twitter and leaving it at that is not constructive criticism. But over to you guys, comment below and see you on the next one.